I wanted to, as quickly as possible, finish drawing all of the Stardew Valley Bachelors before I lose interest for this idea and project, so here we go. I wouldn't want a repeat of me drawing zodiac signs as D&D characters, that project that I will probably never finish. Woo! Of the guys, Sam was 100% the one I was most excited for. Sam is my favorite male love interest. He's only rivaled by Sebastian, and it's not even a close competition. I did see one video that was like, what your favorite Stardew Valley love interests say about you? And they said that I liked man-child because I like Sam. But it's not true, alright? It's because he skateboards, and he has longish hair, and he plays electric guitar. He should have been punk. That's the only thing that would have made him better. So that's what we're gonna do. He's gonna be punk, and I'm not taking any criticism for it. His hair is already super like spiky, and it's really identifiable, so I didn't want to change it much because I did want to capture his likeness and do him justice. But it was really hard to get this Dragon Ball Z-esque hair in my style, since it's a little bit more realistic and down to earth than most anime styles. Tell me if you think I succeeded in like capturing his likeness and toning his hair down. I did my best. As for his outfit, I didn't think he would be the crust punk type or the leather jacket type. Instead, I felt much more of a subtle guy who goes to shows kind of punk. And for that, I gave him a sleeveless hoodie, moved that boring jacket from his pixel art design to his waist, and gave him like this chunky, pockety cargo pants. I don't know what these are called, but they're getting more and more popular in the scene, and they're just really comfy, so we're gonna keep them. Other than that, I gave him like spiky fingerless gloves because they're a little cringe, but they're cool as well. I don't know how those two things can be true at the same time, but it made him look more punk, so we're doing it. I think that's all I have to say about Sam's design. If I were going to do it again, I would give him more piercings. I think he would be the type to do piercings. I also think that he'd be the type, like his hair is definitely got to be bleached. And he probably doesn't keep up with it very well. So it's probably, like, at times so grown out that, you know, it's like half of it is brown. But I didn't put that in there because I didn't think about it while I was drawing it. I love Sam so much. His heart events are pretty cool. Especially if you like that band type, I guess. He was maybe the third love interest I ever went for, and that's all I really have to say about my boy Sam. So, on to the next one. Woo! I didn't have many ideas for Sebastian, and as I'm sure his parents agree, he's really easy to overlook, so when I was planning characters, I kind of left him just blank. All I really knew that I wanted to do was make him more 2000 emo looking, as you can actually see some of the earlier renditions of the portraits of each of the characters, and he looked more and more emo the older it gets, so he kind of just got a little basicked up, but that's fine. I knew that I wanted to get that like iconic emo fringe, and I had to go hard into it. Because he kind of had the beginnings of it in his like little pixel art portrait, but it doesn't quite give the idea as much as it could. But then again, I've never done pixel art, so I don't know, I can't say anything. His design was pretty simple, and I kept that going. I just gave him a simple oversized pullover instead of his black hoodie, and I gave him those classic tight, ripped black skinny jeans that all emos boys have like at least one pair of. I gave him metal accents wherever I could with a belt and chains. He definitely needed the snake bites. Just things trying to make him look a little bit more alternative emo. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about his design. I think Sebastian is the male love interest I date the most often since he's really easy to get gifts for. Just getting those frozen tears in the minds that I already had hundreds of. So, I mean, he was always really easy to knock out, and it was always a little bit more of an afterthought for me. Although, just like Leah and Elliot, it can be really annoying to befriend him because he's always locked up in his room, and you have to already be friends with him to go into his room. And so there's a lot of, like, hours of Stardew Valley that I spent just standing outside of his room waiting for him to come out. I also want to quickly rant about how annoying it was trying to find references for emo outfits and fashion because of 2020 alt culture. Like, it was impossible to find pictures of 2000s emo boys, since they just, if you look up the term, it's completely flooded with just like these fluffy haired alt kids. And I have nothing against them. I just wish they didn't brand themselves as emo, because it just really like took away or erased the subculture. You don't get the emo fringe and fashion you used to see. And if you look up like emo art, instead of getting like that really iconic Tim Burton-esque, very sharp art, you get a completely new genre of alt art that it's growing on me, but it's definitely not my style. And yeah, that's all I really have to say. That's neither here nor there. Just a mini tangent about that. On to the next guy. Shane was the last character I had to design for the men, and also the one I had the least ideas for. I'm just really happy to get him out of the way. I feel like his pixel art design does a really good job of just making him look washed up. I feel like he conveys his character really well, probably the best of any of the other pixel art designs. I feel like you see him and you kind of understand exactly what he's going to be like. He's very rude, he's very curt, and he's very depressed. So I was definitely more than a little lost when it comes to what to do with him, since I feel like he definitely wouldn't be the one striving for any kind of style. He probably is only thinking about how he has to get to work the next day. And yeah, so the only illusion of idea I had for him was giving him more of a dad bod or like a beer belly, since he's an alcoholic. But I wasn't entirely sure if that was an offensive or dangerous stereotype. Much like making every character that likes to cook chubby, it just feels like it can be a damaging stereotype. So after waffling on that idea for a bit, I tossed it and just gave him a very trailer dad look, but without the bod instead. He doesn't like socializing, only leaves the house to work, so I felt like giving him like a wife beater tank top with like stain on it and just like some plain jeans really suits him. It's not a fun redesign, but I think it's pretty accurate to character. And yeah, after drawing all these guys, I want to say again, I don't think my designs are better than the original. I just want to make fan art one of my favorite games. For the Bachelorettes, I definitely want to try and squeeze them all into one video instead of breaking up into 2 parts like I did here. And yeah, goodbye!